The sky has fallen. The market's going to crash. And the question is, are you going to cash in? Because you know what, if you're like typical consumers, we're terrified the market's going up, we're excited the market goes down, and we're terrified. And we're talking about we've lost our equity, and then people lose their homes, and then it's the end of the end. The reality is, the next recession is your opportunity to make your next $1 million. However old you are, I want you to understand right now that where you are at, we're about to experience something in the economy that's not going to happen for another 12, 15, or 20 years. There is a cycle of the way the economy and the way the world works. And I want to tell you right now where we are at. At the moment that this video is being produced, we are sitting in fall. Fall is a very exciting season. Spring, summer, fall. Fall is the season of harvest. This is where we're going in. The United States economy, it is bolstered right now. Money is free flowing. This is the time to really cash in and make a ton of money as the market continues to rise. However, if you start looking at the global economy, China has started softening, Europe has already started softening, and those are key indicators that winter is coming. Now, I'm not talking about some HBO series. I'm talking about economic winter, meaning that sometime perhaps in the next 12, 24, 36 months, we're going to hit our downturn. Now, this is something that should not freak you out. Most people should, because they don't know how to prepare for winter. It means that people will go out of business. People that shouldn't be in business will get obliterated. It means that things hibernate. But you know what also happens in winter? The strong emerge, the warriors, the people that have been preparing that are going to gobble up all those businesses. And in the game of real estate, there's something you can do to prepare yourself. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 things that you need to do today to cash in and make sure that you can capture millions of dollars when this happens. So check it out. 2008, I remember the precise moment when the economy crashed in the game of real estate. That month I was in the process of having my team purchase around 30 properties for me. And I got a call that day from a bank. I was about to close on this deal, and the bank at the time was offering like a 6% interest rate or something. And the bank came back and they said, Kris, when you close on this tomorrow, we need to adjust the interest rate. And I'm like, that's weird. And they said, we're going to adjust it up to 17%. I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm going to close on a property with 17%. And they knew that. That bank was Washington Mutual, and 3 weeks later, they went out of business. Now, the thing that you need to understand about the way that the economy moves is that real estate will go up and it'll go down. But there are some things that never lose their intrinsic value. How do you really make millions of dollars capitalizing on this? Well, I'll tell you what I did. 2008, 9, 10, and 11, I went into the markets that saw the greatest dips in that Great Recession. We went into Phoenix, I took my team into Vegas, I took my team into Florida, and we started up buying up homes that had been selling for 250 to 300 grand. We were buying them for 80,000, 100,000, 120,000. After holding them for a short number of years, most of my clientele sold those off, and in the last 5 years have capitalized on $70 million. The sad part, that was me working a couple thousand deals. I will not make that same mistake again. I'm inviting you to subscribe so that you can actually be in sync with me and actually capitalize on the next recession. Because here's what's going to happen, and here's what you and I are going to do. I'm going to give you a game plan of 3 things that are most important for you to capitalize on where the economy is headed. And I want you to understand that the next time this happens, I will not be buying 2,000 homes. I will not make the mistake of buying 10,000 homes. I will not make the mistake of buying 20,000 homes. I'm going to do everything in my power to deploy at least $1 billion, buy homes cash in the markets, and what we're going to do is we're going to do what the government can't and no one else wants to do. We're going to clean up the economy. We're going to clean up all the real estate that no one wants, that goes dilapidation and all goes to waste. We're going to buy it, we're going to put renters in there, we're going to take care of those homes, and we're going to sell them a short time later, and there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of profits. Now, is that a good enough reason for you to subscribe and watch my daily videos so that you can prepare yourself for winter? I hope so. If you're liking this content, you certainly need to do it. So here's the 3 things I need you to understand right now. First thing I need you to understand is that this is the time to be learning. And you can learn in a very passive way. Being a subscriber and watching my videos, this is good education, but I need you to do enough learning where you're actually going to start taking action, which is step 2, which is called start now. Now, some people say, whoa, Kris, aren't you saying in 1 or 2 or 3 years that the economy is going to take. Why would I start buying real estate? Shouldn't I wait for perfect timing? Well, the reality is, even though the economy moves like this in the game of real estate, when this market drops off, $1 million home becomes a $500,000 home. And a $500,000 home becomes a $300,000 home. And a $300,000 home becomes a $200,000 home. And a $200,000 home becomes a $180,000 home. Most of my homes that I'm buying are between $50,000 and $150,000, close to $200,000 in the best markets that exist in the country. Do you know how our markets are affected when the economy tanks? It's like a speed bump. Bloop, bloop. That's all it really is. Which means in the game of real estate right now, if I'm earning over 20% a year on my money, every 5 years my money what? It doubles. Should you start now and get in the game? Yes. When the economy hits and we hit this downfall, what are we going to do? I'm going to be letting you know that it's time to transition assets where? Into the hot markets, into the places that have seen the greatest financial destruction. And we're going to start cleaning up the economy. It's a powerful service. And if you do it right, look at where you're at. You could be 18 years old. You could be 25 years old. You could be 60 years old looking for a Hail Mary. And I'm telling you right now, in the next 1, 2, 3 years, when this hits, you have an opportunity in a very short window, 5, 7 years, to capitalize on millions of dollars. So if you were ever thinking, man, I got to play some catch up. Man, I got to get where I need to go. This is the perfect way to do it. Start learning, start acting. By the way, if you don't know what that means, click the link in the description below and actually get a consultation with a member of my team. We'll evaluate where you're at financially in your life, whether you're a starving student like when I started out with nothing except a pile of debt, or whether you're at an age in your life where in the next 10 years you need to retire, or you're somewhere in the middle where you want to retire. I'm going to show you how you can take fully advantage of that. My team does these game plans for people, elaborately documenting the steps of how you get from where you're at to where you want to be. This third step is very advanced, but I want to put it here because I want you to understand. The third step is called partner. Start now means build a track record. I hope you're writing that down. If you have a track record of 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 homes that are successful, partners are the people that say, hey, you've run out of money or you want to go faster. You clearly know what you're doing. You're making really good ROI. What if I give you some of my 401k or IRA or some of my equity or some cash that I have just lying around in the bank? And now all of a sudden, guess what? You're doing more deals. In fact, I'll tell you right now, I have people partnering with me all the time. I'm buying hundreds of homes with them, and I'm helping them build wealth as I'm on my way to making my first $1 billion so I can be that billionaire philanthropist. For you, I need you to start now because if the economy hits in 1 or 2 or 3 years and it's going to tank, I need you to have a track record now, which is more important than any money you're going to make on these homes. Imagine 2 years from now, we get the call and boom, the economy is tanked. You can say, I got my 5 homes. I'm going to knock on the door of every person I know that has money. And by the way, so many people have money that you would never guess. You can't judge because their whole life they've been putting it in 401ks and IRAs. I mean, just look at the people that got serious degrees, they're working professionals, and they're in their 50s, and all of a sudden, I'm going to tell you something about them. They've been making great money. They've been probably good savers, probably fiscally responsible. They don't have what they need for retirement. And as a result, they're looking for a solution. And if you have a track record, then you two can come together if you do the work and they bring the money, and now you can both be better off. And my friend, that is what you do to make millions of dollars when that recession hits. What you can do for yourself if you want to know how do I learn and how do I get started? Number one, make sure that you are a subscriber to this channel because tomorrow and the next day, I got videos coming out to help you be ready for this. And number two, in the description below, you're going to find a link, and that link is how you can talk to a member of my team. There's also a link down there for you, how you can get my free game plan on how to go from nothing to millions of dollars in the game of real estate. Everything that you need to succeed, you can find down there. And I'm going to tell you, timing matters. And we're at a period of time in the economy right now that you'll never get back. If this cycle is only every 15 years, then you have to ask yourself, is this your time to capitalize and make millions of dollars? Or do you want to waste this opportunity? Because everyone's going to be terrified. And there's going to be a small group, me and Warren Buffett going in with Blackstone. Last time I competed on him buying 40,000 homes. I will be the Blackstone this time, and I'm inviting you to be a member with me. Together, we're going to clean up this economy. We're going to create the financial freedom. We're going to empower you to have it all.